Well, I was driving down the road, and Ollie graciously offered his iPad up so that I could do my videos. I forgot my iPad home, and when I look up to do the racehorses, 3-year-olds, babies, whatever, I need a list, and I didn't have that list. But Ollie, he wasn't using his iPad at all. He decided that it would be best if I commandeered it. So I'm going to talk about the racehorses. Admiral Dio starts that list. He's okay in that class. Once he wins that class, it's going to be a little tougher for him at Northfield. Probably a horse will begin looking to shop as we start to get all our 3-year-olds ready and our 2-year-olds getting closer to the races. All the horses that are in between classes, I'm going to really move aggressively to move on. I don't think it's best for us, our clients, or the horses to be trying to race them in between classes. And we have a few of those, and they're not bad horses. But, they're the types of horses where they're going to go on the track at longer odds. Probably half of the starts we put them on the track. And it's just not, I don't have to go down that road. You guys know my feelings on that. But for now, Admiral Dio, I thought his second when I drove him was good. If anything, I thought that maybe I played a role. Should I have worked him harder to fill that hole up? And if I had and stayed closer to the leader, I would have been a winner, maybe. Chris put him on the front. He raced okay. He reminds me of a pacing version of Westland Warrior, right? Has the talent, has the speed, but will only put out a certain amount. So you have to know that going in, right? I think Chris drove the horse right, and raced okay, but I think he could have done a little bit better. The horse, I mean. Arson has been racing great. I told you guys he could have, is, and will still remain one of the horses to beat in that division. Now he drew outside of all the favorites again this week. The odds of that happening again, I thought, were a little slim. I thought if I draw 3, 4, 5, get a good run at them coming off the car, make front, they're not going to beat them. And I still don't think they will. But with the 6-hole, I don't know if there's going to be as much of a run off the car. Obviously, I don't literally mean run. I mean snap off the car. And the reason being, it's not just that he is an open horse and he's racing in the open. The biggest thing to me is he's got a long year ahead of him, right? We get bigger fish to fry in Kentucky in a number of invitationals. And to really stretch him out in an overnight, open or otherwise, it's good money. But to stretch him out in an overnight at Northfield Park, yeah, I'm going to stretch him someday at Northfield Park. It might be if he gets to race in the Battle of Lake Erie or something, because he is good enough. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I would have to think that if I look left and 3, 4, or 5 of them are really getting ready to blast off the car, there's less of a chance of me doing so tomorrow night. And there is a very good chance that's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly the look I'm going to get coming off the car. So we'll see. Drabin races tonight. What do we do with Drabin after? Is he due for rest? Maybe. Do we move him somewhere else? Do we race him in that? The problem I have is, in my mind, I said, just put him in for 70. Just race him in the 24,000 class with a $70,000 tag. And with his allowance, it makes him 87.5. Do you think you want him more than we do for 87.5? Then fill your boots. That's kind of my take on Drebin's situation, but we'll see how he looks tonight, how he races tonight, how he comes out of tonight, and then we'll be able to answer that question a little more easily. I see the mares are mixed in here also. Well, I guess they are 4-year-olds. Memory and Imagination was great the other day, a winner. I think you're going to see him get a little bit better and better. The only downside of him right now is that he only has 2 more wins left in that class. And then where do we go with him? I don't know. I'm going to let him tell us. Mounts for All has 4 wins left in his class. The same class Memory and Imagination is in. We entered them both in that class, not to race together, but hopefully they split it. They did the other day, and I hope they do again. If they do, I would love to see both of them get in. Those horses are both good right now, and Mounts for All is coming in razor sharp, coming off 3 victories, 2 on the front end and 1 3 wide, the last 3/8 of the mile at Northfield Park. Tenacious Hanover was a little flat. I think he was coming off the virus. He's been a little flat. I was really hoping that we got one more crack from the 2 or 3 hole at them. Maybe the 4 hole this week, but instead we drew outside 7. So we'll see how we race our boy Tenacious Hanover coming up this week. Time Is On My Side later on in the week will come in. So that will be Thursday, Friday-ish. If there's somebody racing at the Meadows from the Miami Valley area, Alicia Anders sometimes does, and if she has something in up at the Meadows, that would be great if we could get him back in Thursday or Friday. He'd be right back on track. Dominic was on the ball at his Foxy Seaside Inn and already trained a mile, getting prepped. She had a short break and is back in now, and the same goes for Time Is On My Side. He's supposed to come back in end of the week. That'll be 3 weeks. Vehement is in a good spot this week. Poor bugger had to race on numbers of 4 claimers last start. He's in the maiden claimer at Northfield. If he functions and his heart beats the entire way, he should be, and that's just a joke, but he should be fine this week. A much softer field than he's been racing of late. Save America, going to train him up Wednesday. I think Jason said the plan was to bring Save America and just use that black cord there, buddy. Yep. I think the plan was to bring Save America and Rock Shining Star to Miami Valley next week on Sunday. I believe their classes their classes go. Spitfire Overseas will qualify Monday with James at Mohawk. Be nice to see him get going again in Canada. Texon Soprano, a little flat last night. Scotty said he thinks it maybe just a few too many times on the front end. He was a little flat last night, kind of raised the white flag a little bit getting into the last turn. That was his take on the race. I'm sure Megan's drawing blood, and if she has a different take, I'm sure she'll pass it along. But as of right now, he thought that maybe he was just a little cooked on the hammer. And I suspect Scotty will race him easy his next couple of starts.
Cybertruck.
What?
There's a Cybertruck.
Oh yeah, great. Greatest endings in Tuesday. I'm feeling pretty optimistic about Tuesday's race with Greatest Ending coming off the race he had the other day. JK Victory found out what was wrong with him the other day, bled a little bit, likely caused by mucus, so we'll likely have to draw his blood. Tim should have that back this afternoon or maybe on Monday, I guess, and we'll have a better idea of where we sit with our boy JK Victory. Looks like money. Hopefully that open trot goes Thursday at the Meadows. I'd like to get him back in the rotation there. We got a good look at Miami Valley, and I think we'll stay clear of Southern Ohio until Scioto opens up with regards to looks like money, which is fine. Neptune raced pretty good the other day. My apologies to everybody. I said, I thought he raced a little flat. I looked at the wrong race. I was watching the wrong replay. It was my fault. He actually raced good, finishing second. Rock Shining Star qualified great. He's going to be in to go at Miami Valley next Sunday. 3 Point Blue Chip raced awesome again. He loves the Meadows, that horse, and raced very, very good in the Meadows on Friday. For sure was short, and I suspect is sitting on a pretty good mile his next start. He's likely looking at I would suggest he's likely looking at a win picture if he draws favorably at all. Trosa is in tonight. James is going to drive him. I was happy, so I'm like, oh, good, they got that horse of Anthony Hans and Megs out of that class. No, it's a different class. Little bit different class. Tougher bunch. But you know what, this horse... We're going home, sweetie.
Okay.
We're almost home, right? This is the Royalton Strongsville exit.
I just didn't know if we were going to the barn or not.
No. Everybody finished at the barn. I brought everybody cheeseburgers back. Everybody opted for cheeseburgers rather than pizza today. Okay. So Trosa, interested to see how he does tonight. Yo Mister will be in next week also, back in racing at Miami Valley. Delicious Stone DK is picked for first or second on Monday. That's good. It's good to see this horse start to get going again. And Patrick DePrana tied up last week. We're going to have a little bit better, I think, tomorrow evening at Northfield. So those are your race horses. I'll run through your 3-year-olds in a minute. Amy and I will come back later on, talk about the 2-year-olds and talk about a top 10 list. That'll be a job for us later on. Just the 3-year-old list left for you guys. We'll be at that in just a second.